देखिए, वीर माधो सिंह भंडारी उत्तराखंड टेक्निकल यूनिवर्सिटी जो 2005 में उत्तरांचल टेक्निकल यूनिवर्सिटी के रूप में स्थापित हुई थी। इसका उद्देश्य पूरे उत्तराखंड राज्य में तकनीकी एवं व्यावसायिक शिक्षा का प्रचार प्रसार के दृष्टिगत इसको किया गया था। तो इस प्रदेश के अंदर जो तकनीकी शिक्षा थी, उसको प्रदेश भर के छात्रों के लिए और जो आसपास के छात्र थे, उन सब तक पहुंचाने के लिए इस विश्वविद्यालय ने अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभाना शुरू किया। आज इस विश्वविद्यालय को 18 साल पूरे हो चुके हैं। 27 जनवरी 2005 को इसकी स्थापना हुई थी और इस विश्वविद्यालय के पास जितनी भी भारत की नियामक संस्थाएं हैं, उनके स्तर से जो पाठ्यक्रम नियमित होते हैं, जैसे ऑल इंडिया काउंसिल फॉर टेक्निकल एजुकेशन है, फार्मेसी काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया है, काउंसिल ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर है और बार काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया है, इनके पाठ्यक्रमों को संचालन करने की जिम्मेदारी इस विश्वविद्यालय की है। आज की जो हमारी एजुकेशन सिस्टम है, उसमें क्लासरूम में बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है। वो चैलेंज ये है कि हम बच्चों के अंदर जो उनकी इंक्लूसिवनेस है, उसको हम यूटिलाइज नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। जो हमारी कंटेंट अवेलेबिलिटी है, जो हमारा ई कंटेंट है, जो हमारी इंटरनेट की जो व्यवस्था है, उसके अंतर्गत हमने पूरे विश्व की जितनी नॉलेज है उसको हमने इंटरनेट पर उपलब्ध करा दिया। तो कुछ पेड है, कुछ अनपेड है, लेकिन अवेलेबल सब कुछ है। तो इस प्रकार से जो अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ नॉलेज है, जो क्यूरियोसिटी जिसके पीछे होती थी, वो कहीं ना कहीं हम उसको पहले ही किल कर देते हैं। देखिए, आज के समय में जो इंजीनियरिंग की एजुकेशन है, वो पूरे देश में एक बड़ी चैलेंज के दौर से गुजर रही है। इस समय जो जो छात्रों का रुझान है, वो रोजगार को लेकर के, एम्प्लॉयमेंट को लेकर के इतना ज़्यादा हो गया है कि जो हमारी इंजीनियरिंग का जो बेसिक पर्पस था, जो इस आज हमारा जो टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट हुआ है, इस टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट में सभी विधाओं की बराबर की भूमिका है। लेकिन आज जो बच्चों में झुकाव है, वो सिर्फ कंप्यूटर के कोर्सेज हैं, उनकी तरफ ही हो गया है। इस प्रकार से यदि आप देखें तो बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है पूरी इंजीनियरिंग एजुकेशन को, क्योंकि हम पूरी ह्यूमन रिसोर्स को कंप्यूटर सेंट्रिक नहीं बना सकते। हमारे को इस पूरे सिविलाइजेशन को सस्टेनेबल बनाने के लिए ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हमारे पास अच्छे सिविल इंजीनियर भी हों जो कि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की रिक्वायरमेंट्स को पूरा कर सकें, अच्छे इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर भी हों जो कि एनर्जी सेक्टर की और जो एनर्जी की रिक्वायरमेंट है उसको मीट आउट कर सकें, अच्छे मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर भी चाहिए जो कि हमारे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेसेस हैं उनको उत्कृष्ट कर सकें, और जो भी निर्माण होने हैं, जो इंजीनियरिंग एप्लीकेशंस हैं, उनके बारे में जो अवस्थापना सुविधाएं हैं, जो आधारभूत इक्विपमेंट की रिक्वायरमेंट है, इस प्रकार की आवश्यकताओं को पूरा कर सकें। और हमें जो उत्कृष्ट मस्तिष्क हैं, उनको हमें इंजीनियरिंग की बाकी विधाओं में भी उसी अनुपात में उपलब्ध कराना होगा। अन्यथा इस सभ्यता को सस्टेनेबल बनाने में, इस सिविलाइजेशन को सस्टेनेबल रखने में एक बहुत बड़ी चुनौती होगी। देखिए, जो इंजीनियरिंग की जो पढ़ाई है, उस पढ़ाई के 2 कंपोनेंट्स हैं। एक कंपोनेंट हो गया क्लासरूम का और एक हो गया लैबोरेटरी का। और इन सब के बीच जो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण कंपोनेंट है, वो है एक जो हमारा इकोसिस्टम है, यानी कि जो टीचर्स हैं, जो एम्बियंस है, जो उनका एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है, इन सब के अंदर इन सारी चीज़ों को लेकर के बड़ी गंभीरता होनी चाहिए कि ये बहुत ही एक ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटी है हम सब के पास कि हम अपनी जो यंगर जनरेशन है, उसको इतना कैपेबल बना सकते हैं कि वो आगे की जो भी चुनौतियां हैं उनको अपने स्तर से उनको हैंडल कर सकें और अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन दे सकें। तो जो बच्चों के अंदर जो हम कैपेबिलिटी डालने की बात करते हैं, उसमें संसाधन बहुत बड़ी अड़चन नहीं है। संसाधन की आवश्यकता जरूर है, लेकिन वो ऐसा नहीं है कि बिना संसाधन नहीं है तो हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते। पहले अगर हम सेल्फ लर्निंग मोड में बच्चे को मोटिवेट कर सकें उसमें जाने के लिए, तो वो बहुत सारी चीज़ों को अपने स्तर से भी सीख लेगा। देखिए, परीक्षा के दौरान जो हमारी विशेष करके जो हमारा उत्तराखंड है, उस उत्तराखंड राज्य में भौगोलिक परिस्थिति ऐसी है कि संस्थाओं को एक दूसरे तक पहुंचने में रोड ट्रैवल काफ़ी टाइम कंज्यूमिंग होता है। तो इसके अंतर्गत विश्वविद्यालय द्वारा एक डिजिटाइजेशन की प्रक्रिया परीक्षा संचालन में स्थापित की गई है और विश्वविद्यालय ने प्रश्न पत्रों के मुद्रण की कार्यवाही बंद कर दी है। विश्वविद्यालय डिजिटल मोड में प्रश्न पत्रों को विश्वविद्यालय से सभी संस्थाओं जो परीक्षा केंद्र होते हैं वहां तक प्रेषित करता है। ये डिजिटली इनक्रिप्टेड फॉर्म में क्वेश्चन पेपर का ट्रांसमिशन एक एफिलिएटिंग यूनिवर्सिटी के रूप में शायद इस विश्वविद्यालय का एक अभूतपूर्व प्रयास है। इसके द्वारा हमारी संस्थाओं को अपने परीक्षा केंद्र पर ही रहते हुए प्रश्न पत्र उनके सेंटर पर उपलब्ध हो जाता है, परीक्षा की नियति समय से पहले, थोड़ी देर पहले उसको उनका पासवर्ड दे दिया जाता है और वो पेपर को अपने यहाँ डाउनलोड करके प्रिंट कर लेते हैं। और इसी के साथ में जो परीक्षा केंद्र है, उसकी पूरी निगरानी करने के लिए सभी परीक्षा कक्षों में सीसीटीवी कैमरे की व्यवस्था की गई है और उसको अभी हम आगामी सत्रों से उसको हम आईपी पे कैप्चर करके विश्वविद्यालय में भी जो कंट्रोल रूम बनाएंगे, उसमें उसकी निगरानी करने की व्यवस्था की जा रही है। ये सारा प्रयास इस बात को लेकर के है कि छात्र छात्राओं के अंदर इस बात का एहसास होना चाहिए कि परीक्षा एक बहुत ही पवित्र प्रक्रिया है। विश्वविद्यालय से संबद्ध जितनी भी संस्थाएं हैं, इनमें जो प्लेसमेंट की एक्टिविटी है, उस प्लेसमेंट की एक्टिविटी को बढ़ाने के लिए सभी संस्थाओं के स्तर से भी प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं और विश्वविद्यालय में भी एक ट्रेनिंग एंड प्लेसमेंट सेल का गठन किया गया है और इस प्रकार का एक मोबाइल ऐप भी विश्वविद्यालय द्वारा तैयार करके प्रचालित किया गया है। इस मोबाइल ऐप के द्वारा जो हमारे इंटर्नशिप हैं, उनकी जो इंडस्ट्रीज़ हैं जो अपॉर्चुनिटी देती हैं, उनको उस पर पॉपुलेट किए जाने का प्रावधान है और साथ साथ में जितने हमारे डायरेक्टर्स हैं और ट्रेनिंग प्लेसमेंट ऑफिसर्स हैं, इन सभी को इसके अंदर इंटीग्रेट कर दिया गया है और बहुत जल्दी ही इस ऐप के माध्यम से जो हमारे छात्र छात्राएं हैं, उनको विभिन्न विषयों में जो इंटर्नशिप की हैं अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिलने लगेंगी। इसी में प्लेसमेंट के साथ साथ में उच्च शिक्षा के अवसर भी विश्वविद्यालय को उपलब्ध कराने चाहिए और विश्वविद्यालय ने अपने पाठ्यक्रम में जो नई शिक्षा नीति है, उसके अनुरूप कुछ परिवर्तन भी किए हैं, जिसमें कि बीटेक के बाद बच्चों को सीधे 1 साल की अवधि में एमटेक की डिग्री लेने के लिए एक प्रावधान भी किया गया है और ये सत्र 2022-23 से ही इसको प्रारंभ किया गया है और जो बच्चे हमारे उच्च शिक्षा में जाना चाहते हैं, उनको विश्वविद्यालय में जो संस्थाएं हैं, उनमें एमटेक के लिए भी अवसर उपलब्ध हो सकेंगे। सो प्लेसमेंट, इंटर्नशिप और हायर एजुकेशन, तीनों वर्टिकल्स पे यूनिवर्सिटी के इनिशिएटिव्स उस पर तैयारी चल रही है और जल्दी ही इसके परिणाम दिखने लगेंगे।
It gives me immense pleasure and honor to welcome again all the dignitaries, directors, faculties, and students. I welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor V. Madhav Singh Bhandari, Uttarakhand Technical University, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh sir. I welcome Honorable Registrar Veer Madhav Singh Bhandari, Uttarakhand Technical University, Professor Dr. Satinder Singh sir. I welcome eminent speaker and motivator, Professor Dr. Manu Vora sir. Sir, please slide. Manu Vora sir, please slide.
Yeah.
Vmsbutu of 5 sessions is about plus 2500. Now I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor Veer Madhav Singh Bhandari, Uttarakhand Technical University, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh sir to say few words.
Good evening to all of you. Dr. Vora, Registrar Dr. Satinder Singh, faculty members of institutions, dear students and participants. It's my privilege again to be part of this valedictory ceremony of the soft skill program being conducted by Veer Madhav Singh Bhandari, Uttarakhand Technical University, for its students and faculty members through the resource person, Dr. Manu Vora. I am grateful to Dr. Vora for sparing time and taking all pains to hold 6 different sessions, and the response which I have seen varying from 97% to 100%. That's very encouraging figure, and the total number of participants crossing 2,500 is again much more encouraging. And I hope that the sections which have been there, they have been really fruitful one, and the feedback is indicator of the quality of the program which has been conducted by Dr. Vora in the last 5 different sessions. The soft skill program in online mode was the initiative which we thought of, and based on the response, we'll be again working out and try to strategize for a soft skill development as an integral and continuous part of the university's academic programs. It is independent of the program, the requirement of the soft skill and the pleasing personality with the requisite skills for being job ready, apart from the technical skills of the students, which are the part of our mandate. Such kind of add-ons are going to be meaningful for everyone, starting from students to faculty members and to the heads of institutions who have participated in these different sessions. I again thank Dr. Vora and hope that today's session will also be fruitful one, and will be definitely working out for many such programs in times to come. Thank you all and wish you all the best, and let us hope that this kind of soft skill development programs continue and they keep on adding value to all the participants and stakeholders of this university. Wish you all the best. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your valuable insights with us. We are presenting a virtual memento to Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh, sir. Now I would like to request Honorable Registrar Vmsbutu Bhandari, Uttarakhand Technical University, Professor Dr. Satinder Singh, sir, to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Honorable VC sir, Dr. Bora sir, today is the last session of this soft skill program. As I have attended last 5 sessions, in which I have seen that most of the faculty members and participants, they are participating with full enthusiasm. So I hope in future we will conduct such type of more activities and events. And thanks to all participants and good luck for all faculty members and for making successful of this workshop. Thank you once again. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your wisdom and knowledge. I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh, sir, to present a memento virtually to Registrar Professor Dr. Satinder Singh, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to request respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh, sir, to present a memento virtually to Dr. Vishal Ramola, sir, coordinator of the program. Thank you, sir.
I request to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to present a memento to our coordinator of this program, Mr. Wajahat Salman, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh, sir, to present a memento, Miss Monica Gupta, coordinator of the program. I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh, sir, to present a memento virtually to Mr. Gaurav Bhandari, coordinator of the program. Now, I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh, sir, to present a memento virtually to Dr. Sandeep Kumar Chaudhary, sir, special guest of the program.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I would like to request Professor Dr. Satinder Singh, sir, to present a memento virtually to Mr. Abhiraj, volunteer of a program. I would like to request Registrar Professor Dr. Satinder Singh, sir, to present a memento virtually to Mr. Anurag, volunteer of a program. I would like to request Registrar Professor Dr. Satinder Singh, sir, to present a memento virtually to Mr. Divansh, volunteer of a program. I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Omkar Singh, sir, Registrar Professor Dr. Satinder Singh, sir, to present a memento to the eminent speaker and motivator, Professor Dr. Manu Vora, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh, sir, Registrar, sir, Professor Dr. Satinder Singh, sir, for your precious time. Today's session is on career development guidance. Career guidance is a guidance given to individuals to help them acquire the knowledge, information, skills, and experience necessary to identify career. Now, I would like to request Dr. Sandeep Kumar Chaudhary, sir, to read a profile of our guest, Dr. Manu Vohra.
Very warm good evening to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, our Registrar, sir, Professor Dr. Satinder Singh, sir, our eminent speaker, Professor Manu Vohra, sir, all the directors, principals, senior faculty members, students, those who are stayed connected with us for this program, and regularly they are sharing their feedback of the sessions. This is my pride privilege to read the profile of our speaker, Professor Dr. Manu Vohra, sir. Dr. Vohra is Chairman and President of Business Excellence Inc., a global quality management consulting firm. Experience has and has guided Fortune 500 companies with Belgrade Performance Excellence Assessment. For over 30 years, as an assistant professor, he teaches operation management courses at business school globally. He has contributed at over 680 educational institutes worldwide. He is a sought after speak on business excellence and quality management topics with over 1,270 presentations globally in 36 countries across 5 continents and published over 75 scholarly articles. He has published over 50 blog posts on quality management. In 2013, he gave 2 TEDx talk at TEDx ITBHU Banaras and TEDx IIT Chicago. Since 2013, he has delivered soft skill and quality management topic using technology to over 680 colleges of universities globally, which benefited over 1.2 million students, faculties, and professionals. In year 2016, he delivered a project management for organizational excellence, a giant course approved by MHRD, Government of India, at his alma mater, ITBHU. In 2016, he was appointed as Fulbright Specialist by US Department of State and completed his first Fulbright Specialist project at ITBHU in March 2018. As per the academic qualifications and journey of Professor Bora, he has BTech honors from ITBHU in chemical engineering in 1968. He did his MS and PhD, MS in 1970 and PhD in 1975 in chemical engineering from Illinois Institute of Technology, Chicago, and an MBA in 1985 with marketing management from Keller Graduate School of Management in Chicago. As the founder, director, and president of Blind Foundation for India, he and his team has raised over 6 million US dollar to help over 2 million visually impaired adult and children in India. Very remarkable work done by his organization. He received NRI of the Year 2018 award from Times Now and ICICI Bank in Mumbai, India. He served on AICTE NEP 2020 Implementation Plan Committee in 2020. Many more achievements are with Manu Vohra, sir. He has received many awards, honors from government of US and Indian government. He have many books in his credit as my duty to give the short highlights of the all programs. All the programs are very much connected with very important topics of nowadays. That's why the students are very much connected and they are benefited with all the sessions. Our first session is a very important point that is delivered on 24th April 2023. That topic is leadership excellence, which is very much required nowadays for all the students, faculties, and the required fraternity. The second session is delivered on 27th April 2023. The important concern is effective decision making, because somehow we are somehow stuck somewhere to make a right decision at the right time. In that session, I learned, or even many of our students learned, that how to make effective decision at the right time. Third session, it is delivered on 1st May 2023, and the topic is effective time management, which is now again it is very much needed for the students, faculties, even for all, to how to manage the time and how to give best in the stipulated time, which is all we have. Very important and interactive and session that delivered by Professor Bora sir. On 3rd May 2023, that session gives me also a very positive vibes. The session is effective teamwork, that how we have to work as a team, because in that session students shared a feedback with me also, that in that session they learned that how they have to go with team and teamwork, because in school, in colleges, students perform many of activities individually and may how they feel uncomfortable and maybe not performing condition while they work in the team. But the session delivered by Professor Bora very much emphatic and interactive, and students are really benefited with this session. Thank you for this effective session, sir. On 8th May 2023, the session which is now important for our passing batch, that is effective project management, which is very important and interactive session delivered by Bora sir. And for today's, which is the last day of our this 6 sessions series, career development guidance. In this session, the session delivered based on the topic career guidance. So not taking much of the time, I request our speaker, Dr. Manu Bora sir, to start the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep Kumar ji, for a very kind introduction. Thank you, Ajad ji, for holding on to manage the program. Greetings to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Onkar Singh ji. Greetings to Honorable Registrar, Dr. Satyendra Singh ji, all the directors, department heads, faculty, students, and friends who have joined around the world. So, very good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Today, we are culminating the soft skill program, building on each of the blocks, starting with the leadership, decision making, time management, teamwork, including problem solving. And now we learned on Monday how to do effective project management. So, learning those 5 different areas, we are getting ready to manage one of the biggest project of our life, that is to manage our career. And I will share with you 4 pillars of success. And let me share the presentation, and would like to make it highly interactive. So please continue to provide your input in terms of any questions, comments, and very important, one key takeaway from each of the attendees as we go forward. So there are 4 pillars of success to manage your career as a project through the life. So the very first one is importance of planning and execution. So we'll review Dr. Deming's cycle. Secondly, understanding our own strengths and using those strengths through the studies and throughout the career to get the most out of the life. Third is importance of soft skills, and we'll review major soft skills very quickly. And the fourth item, most important, is how do we give back to society for nation building? How do we extend our hand to others in need around in the community surrounding the campus and outside the campus? There are two short YouTubes. The last one, the second YouTube, will be highly motivational from the football coach Lou Holtz from University of Notre Dame. And then at the end, again, write down two key takeaway from the session. So very quickly, we had a excellent feedback on the project management session, as we saw earlier during the valedictory. All three questions received 100% overall session, learning new skills and application of skills as a project management. So thank you very much. All the recorded sessions are shown here, and they are also on the website of the Vmsbutu Bhandari Uttarakhand Technical University. So project management session summary, more like a recap. In India, all higher education institutes need to include project management course in their curricula, because project management is the backbone. All engineers, all technical people do projects throughout the life. We need to give them foundation of project management. And even the people who are running the business and managing the business have to have a foundation in project management, because they have to manage the projects. Design the project management course by integrating leadership, decision making, time management, teamwork, problem solving, and risk management, because they are all interrelated and synergistic. And happy to share that that's the curriculum I use for my project management course at Northwestern University School of Professional Studies for the last 15 years. And we need to leverage the project management knowledge to solve society's real problem and help in nation building. So this is more like a summary. 20th century, we needed reading, writing, and arithmetic. 21st century, we need to pick up three new critical skills: teamwork, problem solving, and project management. And we have covered those items, and now we are using the application of what we have learned in the previous 5 sessions to manage our career. So let's begin with the very first pillar of success for managing your career, and that is Dr. Deming's cycle. Let me put the cycle in first. So Dr. Deming, along with Dr. Juran, were the two scientists sent by the US government to Japan to rebuild their industrial economy. Since Japan had lost everything during the World War II, they listened to these two quality gurus. They are the father of quality management. They taught them quality planning, quality management, process improvement. Japanese learned it well, and as a result, they produce finest electronics and automobiles in the world. So the cycle is a component of planning, but planning is not enough. You need to have focus on execution as well. So remember, we need a 10% excellent plan with 90% flawless execution to bring success, including managing our career. So according to the Dr. Deming's cycle, you have to have a good plan in place. Then you roll up your sleeve and execute your plan, study the results. And if anything is not up to the mark, then you have to make changes in the act part and continue to be on the cycle. When keeping in mind that planning without execution is futile, but the execution without planning could be fatal. And as a comment at the India scene, we need to do better for the planning. lot of time things happen at the last minute, so we get sort of relaxed, don't do proper plan, and next time things don't go well, then we are scrambling to make it happen. So planning is fundamental, and career development requires a great plan. And keep in mind that you have to manage your own career, nobody else will manage it for you. Whether you are during the studies, which courses to take, what subjects to study, what additional things you need to have on your resume, etc. You have to find it out yourself. So a lot of planning needs to be done, and then you have to keep working on it. Likewise, in the career, once you get a placement, you need to focus on learning new things, continue to build up new knowledge, be more useful to the organization and yourself, and continue to be on a path of growth and value add for your customers, your organization, etc. Second pillar of success is understanding our strengths and leveraging them throughout the life. Lot of time we don't know what our strengths are, so we go in different directions, and towards the end of the life we just get a aha moment. Oh, I was very good at this, I wish I had done more in that area. So to avoid that, we can make use of the work done by the Gallup organization. Gallup is a marketing company. They are very active during political season. They do sampling and project which candidate has a better chance to win. So they studied successful people from around the world and wrote the book called Strengths Finder 2.0. It's available in India as well through amazon.in, and I'll share that link next slide, next two slides coming up. And the idea of strength is, the definition is the ability to consistently provide near perfect performance. Remember, whatever you undertake, whatever project you work on, including your career, you can find the excellent solution and excellent results all the time. Will it not be nice to have that scenario rather than fumbling around and falling through the disappointments? Strength is multiplier of talent, time investment. Kindly go on a mute. Thank you. I'll request everybody to remain muted. It's getting recorded. So pictorially, you can look at the strength in the middle. Three bubbles at the top are the talents, thinking, feeling, and behaving. Three bubbles at the bottom are the investment in building the skills, knowledge, and experience. And one example I wanted to share is a ping pong player was found by a coach to have a excellent work with the forehand stroke. So for the world championship, the coach concentrated on giving him more and more forehand stroke practice, not to worry about the backhand stroke. And since he was playing with his strength, he won the world championship. And this is what we need to do, understand what our strengths are and leverage them while in studies at the university. And once you get a placement, keep using your strengths to deliver the best results you are capable of delivering. Now, you have to buy a new book, and that book has a code on the back in a sealed envelope, and you use that code to take an online test. In 30 minutes, when you hit the button for results after answering all the questions, you will get your top 5 strengths out of 34 major strengths they have discovered from successful people from around the world. And as an example, here are my top 5 strengths. 1, I'm an arranger, more like a conductor of the symphony. I could see all the variables, arrange them so that beautiful orchestra will play and have a wonderful music. I'm an achiever with an inner drive that keeps me moving. I'm a learner, moved from the journey of ignorance to competence. I'm a maximizer, look for excellence from myself first, and then from people around me, including the family members, and the average doesn't work with me. And I'm a relator. Once I come in contact with people, I have a tendency to build the relationship. So the simple guidance is first know your strengths and leverage your strengths during study and in the managing the career. And how do you use these top five strengths once you have found out about it? You put it on your curriculum vitae, bio, CV, etc., just below the objective, my top five strengths. That will open up conversation with the recruiter because not many people know their strengths, so that piece will be missing. But if you have done this, you will stand out from the rest of the crowd. You can relate to how those strengths help you do well on the projects at the university, as well as any internship you have done, and how did you leverage those strengths. This is highly practical. You want to know your strengths and let others know what your strengths are. And by the way, those strengths can come in handy to the project team leader when they are making the assignment of task or a subtask, so they can match it up, the task or a subtask, with your strengths. So this is highly applicable and it has a practical meaning. So the Gallup wrote another book, Soar with Your Strengths. There's a humorous sentence, let me read it to you. You don't teach a pig to sing. As we know, the pigs are not good at singing. When you poke them, they make funny noises. It annoys the pig and wastes your time. And this is what we do in life. You're working as either in the internship or at the full-time job. For a year, you have done 99 good things. In the last week before the performance review, one bad thing happens. So when you sit down with your immediate supervisor, all the time will be talked about on one bad thing which did not go well. So this theory of strength is 180-degree opposite. You focus on strengths and manage weaknesses so they don't come in the way. Give them constructive feedback on one item which did not go well, but ensure that those 99 good things which was delivered, they are getting recognized and praised, because this is how the world moves. When you recognize somebody for good work, they will continue to repeat that good work, and that's how you can motivate people. Now here is the link for the Amazon.in. This is a hardcover book, $13 equivalent, 1,067 rupees as of yesterday. There would be a online link as well to get a e-version of it, PDF file. But ensure that you buy the new book, because back of the book there is a sealed envelope with a code on it. You need to use the code only one time. It allows you to use the code and find your strengths. So good luck with finding your own strengths. Third, soft skill, third pillar of success of managing your career. All of you have worked hard, those who are going to be graduating, developing hard or technical skills. Unfortunately, most of you do not focus on soft skills. And as a result, when you go for an interview, you are not getting the best placement. Even if you get a job, you are not able to do the best at advancing in your career and making use of the growth opportunities. So look at the latest surveys. More than 90% of the executives who are hiring people, they clamor more for soft skill over hard or technical skills. The last bullet is very instructive. The employer's survey shows that new people's ability to work in a team is most desirable attribute over problem solving or quantitative skills. So I hope you see the imbalance. The workplace requires soft skills because this is how you make progress in life. Unfortunately, academic environment, there's no focus on soft skills, leaving aside few enlightened institutes. So sincere request is soft skills should become part of the curricula, and I was very happy to hear from Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Onkar Singh ji that some of these kind of activities will become permanent part of the program at Uttarakhand Technical University, which will benefit the students immensely. So thank you, Dr. Onkar Singh ji, for taking it forward. Now we are going to rapidly run through some of the soft skills we have already covered, but this is more for emphasis, giving the emphasis on critical soft skills. So we begin with the foundation, the communication. Slide is self-explanatory. It says that success in life comes 5% from academic credential, 15% from professional experiences, but lopsided 80% from your communication skills. And you have to fill in the blank rest of the soft skills: leadership, decision making, time management, teamwork, problem solving, project management, etc. So what we do, we run after 5 and 15 and don't have a focus on the 80% outcome. So keep that in mind. And very quickly, if we have good ideas and while we are working on a project team, if we are not good at communication, we won't be able to communicate our idea across the table to other members, and those ideas will remain ideas. And one will feel frustrated because nobody is listening, since you cannot communicate what the value of that idea is. So continue to focus on communication throughout the life. It will serve you well, and it has definitely helped me in my professional and personal life as well. So 3 modes of communication: verbal, written, presentation. Each one of them requires a lot of practice, and in the verbal, non-verbal counts. And you can do role play with your friends in terms of verbal presentation. You write something down and share it with few of your colleagues and friends, get their critique and keep improving. More you write, better you get at it. Presentation, same way, assemble 2 or 3 friends when there's a major presentation, have a dry run, do it a test run and get the feedback and keep improvement, and keep it highly focused so that the audience can get the most out of what you are trying to tell them. Next is a decision-making tool. This is a tree diagram coming from Japan, from quality management area. And since the pandemic is almost under control, you want to go on a vacation, that's your highest level decision. 1 opens up 3 options at decision 2, and then you go to decision level 3 with a specific outcome. So by putting a lot of information on a single piece of paper, you are able to trace through and take a decision with a specific outcome. And this is what can help you in selection of your branches, what you have already done and what you can do in the future as a continuation of ongoing learning. So most of you are in the engineering branches, where variety of them: computer science, electrical, electronics, civil, mechanical, electrical. I had a chemical, but the petroleum engineering was my minor in the final year. I also did the business, and this will be one recommendation, that if you have an opportunity, do some additional courses in the business side while you are studying engineering, because in life, remaining in the technical field only will take you up to a certain point. But if you have the exposure to the business side, you will go much higher. Having that combination, engineering and business, will take you to the highest level. And I've seen that personally in my own life. getting an MBA after my PhD as well. I had a specialization in marketing management. You can do accounting, finance, IT, strategy, etc. Some of you may decide to strike out into the law discipline, many different options. And some of you may decide to join the medicine after you get the first degree from the Uttarakhand Technical University. Some would have interest in fine arts or your friends, liberal arts, life science, and pharmaceutics. So these are the different branches. The decision you have made should ultimately lead to a meaningful work, which is most of you will opt for working for a corporation. Some of you will become educator and educate others. Some of you will join government and join R&D labs or work for NGOs. And some of you are brave enough will start your own enterprise. So that is where I'd heard Professor Mohammad Yunus, who was here in 2015 in Chicago to deliver a presentation at my alma mater here, IIT, Illinois Institute of Tech in Chicago. So we took him for a Chicago Public Radio interview. During 1 hour interview, he made a profound statement, which I still remember, that our education system is lopsided. We are creating job seekers rather than job creators. We need to have more entrepreneurship courses and focus in the institutes so that students have the foundation of how to start their own company with a new idea for which somebody is willing to pay, and build your own enterprise and hire others rather than keep begging for a job. And in India, situation is not great. Lot of universities, most of them which do not provide the right skills. I'm not talking about the Uttarakhand Technical University. You have excellent administration under the leadership of Vice Chancellor Dr. Onkar Singh ji. So everything is great, but there are some institutes in India which do not provide right skills. As a result, engineers and the technical people do not have the sufficient skills and they become unemployed and underemployed. So thinking about starting your own is one of the idea all of you should be looking around and learn how to start your own enterprise. Teamwork, great work from Patrick Lencioni, and after this slide we'll pause for interaction. So once a team is formed, the team leader should take a stock. Are any of the 5 dysfunctions present in the team? And if they are, they needs to be removed. First is absence of trust. When members cannot trust each other, that team will be highly dysfunctional. And the best way to do it is have vulnerability. That means you show your strengths and weaknesses. Again, the theory of strengths will come in handy, the one we learned in the second pillar of success. Second item, dysfunction, is the fear of conflict. So when team is sitting down, 5, 6 members, they're discussing critical areas, only 1 or 2 speak, rest are quiet. Based on limited input, decision is made. When the meeting is over, those who did not speak will hold a parking lot meeting, and they say, okay, it was person A or B's idea, let them work with it, we are not with them. That's highly dysfunctional team. So instead of fear of conflict, everybody should be contributing the ideas. Constructive conflict has to be on the table. With all the ideas from everyone, you use a funnel approach to distill into 1 or 2 key areas you want to focus upon, and then everybody falls behind for its execution 100% of the time. Third, commitment is lack of commitment is another dysfunction. So it's a team leader's role to be absolutely crystal clear when assigning task or a subtask to a team member, no ambiguity. When things are clear, people can commit to working on it. Fourth, avoidance of accountability. When tasks and subtasks are assigned, hold each and every member of your team accountable for the results, because it's the sum total of everyone's input combined together becomes the team's output. And sometimes people who are on the team may have a higher level of status, so they get carried away with their own ego and they forget why they are on the team and they don't make any contribution. In that case, team is short-handed. One or two are not working on their piece of action, so rest of the team has to take on the extra load, creates extra stress, and that's not healthy for the team, and output will be suboptimal. So if you are on the team, you must deliver what you have promised based on the skills and strengths you have. So at this point, let me stop sharing and let's have some interaction about things we have learned so far. And any comments, any questions, happy to take it up. Okay, there is one item already from Sandeep Kumar ji. What is the best practice while planning for a good career? So I think the way we started the session, first of all, keep in mind Dr. Deming's cycle: plan, do, study, act. That planning is where you will use all the information available at your fingertip. Then add to it what your strengths are, and then ask a question: what would you do? What would you like to do in life? So if you have the engineering education, you want to be an engineer, or you have branched out and you have exposure to the business side, maybe you want to progress on the business side, using your engineering as a background so you can leverage that. So don't limit yourself, don't have the blinders. You start working at whatever level you get the entry at and learn everything available at the workplace, and make good friendship with others, co-workers, build great network, have very positive outlook on work. We saw one of the article, the Wow Project. Even if you are assigned a mundane task and mundane project, make it a wow project. If you do that, somebody will take a notice that you are working out of the box and you are capable of doing more than given assignment to you. So that will set you up for a rapid progress in your career. And keep your eyes and ears open when new opportunities knocks at your door. Take a leap of faith with your foundation already in place, all the preparation you have done. You can venture into new areas, and that's the spice of life. And very shortly, I'll talk about the change management, which is the only thing constant, and how you manage the change, including changes in your career. And I've been through that personally myself, so I'll share my example as a sample. Any additional questions, comment, please come in through the chat box. Okay, one more from the law college. During teamwork, some of the team members act in colorable way. What to do with persons if not in a position to fire them? Yeah. So what I understand from the question, they are not working out, not contributing for which they are on the team. So this is where team leader has to become proactive, isolate that person, and talk to the person about why they are not able to make a contribution, what is coming in the way. If you have some ability to remove the obstacle, remove that. Otherwise, give them the notice that they have to shape up, provide their input, because rest of the team members are depending on their task or subtasks results, which combined together will become team's output. And if you have a ability to replace them, put them under notice that change the behavior, otherwise you will be replaced. If they cannot be replaced, then put them with another member of the team who is working out better, and use that person as a mentor to motivate the other team members. Sometimes that peer pressure, peer help will come in handy. Next question, please. If you don't have further questions, I'll keep moving. Uh, Thank you. And hold the question as you go along, and we'll have a few more interaction before we come to the final question and answer. So the back to presentation. So what is a team? Team is many hands but one mind. So when you put all your hands together, it looks like a brain, and that's what the team is all about. So we segue into the next important topic of effective time management. We take a look at the Eisenhower box with the y-axis not important or important, and the x-axis urgent or not urgent. So here the guidance is you take a look at the top right quadrant. Important but not urgent. You need to spend 90 to 95% of your time on this quadrant top right. And this is where you do all the planning, working with the stakeholders. Once you have achieved good results, take time out to recharge your battery, do all the training, etc., and develop the long-term strategy for the work you are doing. Next, 5 to 10% on the top left quadrant, important and urgent. This is firefighting. Get it out of the way, but don't spend all your time in firefighting because that's not going to be highly productive. Last two quadrants, bottom left and bottom right, should not have any time spent because this is where we lose our time and not able to manage our time well. So came across a very nice definition of time. So let me read it. Time is slow when you wait. Time is fast when you are late. Time is deadly when you are sad. Time is short when you are happy. Time is endless when you are in pain. And time is long when you feel bored. Every time is determined by your feelings and your psychological conditions and not by the clocks. So have a nice time always. Okay, next important item, 21st century teamwork, problem solving, project management. So here we are at the problem solving, which should become fundamental tool we all should have in our toolbox as an engineer, as a technical person. First, properly define the problem. Sometimes, and I'm guilty of that, we find a solution and then we are hunting what problem did we solve just now. That's a wrong approach. Take time to properly identify and define the problem. That is the start of a good problem solving journey. Find the magnitude of the problem by using the data. Third, find out what is causing that problem. What's the root of the problem? And once you identify root causes, find out possible solution which will reduce the root causes, and those which reduce the root causes, make those solutions permanent, and then tackle the next important problem. So one problem at a time, most important problem with the highest impact, find out the root causes, remove them through possible solutions, and once those solutions are working, make them permanent so that problem will have a diminished impact, and then you look for the next important problem in the sequence. Let's talk about project management. As I mentioned, we will be doing project throughout the life. Only 25 to 30% of the projects on an average are successful, less so in the government sector. So, to improve your odds of successful projects and project management, we can use this wonderful article from MIT Sloan Management Review, How to Overcome the Crisis of Silence, which there are 5 of them, and this is what project leaders must ensure. So, planning around the facts. Do not work on impossible project. Do not work on a project where your facts are telling you that project is most likely going to be failing, and have proper facts and figures and data to back up your project plan. Project sponsor should provide the support through the life of the project. One has to be faithful to the project management process. Team should be honestly assessing progress and the risks through weekly status report. So when I was with AT&T Bell Labs on a very important work on the software for a switching system, that is a giant computer connecting calls from all different directions for the customer, there were some specific issues the team was working on. So every Friday morning, 1 hour, there'll be a conference call, and people from around the world would join the call. Those who have the action items assigned and working on a specific item, they will provide their status using the color coding. Green on target for that week, red they've missed the target, yellow they are likely to miss the target. And they only discuss the status, no solution in that status meeting. Offside, his project lead and the person who has missed the target will work it out and see whether any additional resource needs to be opened. So large number of people on the call, their time is not wasted. Everybody is aware about the progress of the project. Color coding helps them highly focused, and they keep moving. And all team members must pull their weight. So with a limited number of people on the team, each one of them have a definite contribution to make. And if they are all pulling it together, they can have a successful project at the end. Last item is change management, and we'll stop for interaction. So decisions one has made as a student or as a professional at a given point in time will change due to new circumstances. Your dreams can change and you come across variety of experiences. So if you are flexible in your decision making and if you are prepared, you can continue to make progress under change conditions. And this is where I wanted to share with you my life story and how I have managed the change so far. So I started out as a chemical engineer because I chose that discipline with the great strength during high school and 2 years of college after high school. I was very good in chemistry and mathematics. Combination of two is the application of chemistry to industry, the chemical engineering. And once I got the degree, first degree from IIT BHU in 1968, got my master's and PhD and started working in the chemical industry for data analysis work at a pilot plant for energy area. Then the company was scaling down due to recession hitting here, energy crunch in the US. I had started doing my MBA, about 80% done. I got picked up by AT&T Bell Labs away from Chicago area into New Jersey, about 1,000 miles away on the East Coast. And there I spent between 1983 to year 2000, moving back to Chicago within a year with their major location here outside of Chicago. I changed my chemical engineering into telecommunication. Within the first year, I was working as a systems engineer, understanding customer requirements about application of our products and services. So translating customer needs into technical specification, that was my job. So I learned a lot changing over from chemical to telecommunication. Once that thing settled, I moved back to Illinois and I got a nice assignment which nobody else wanted to take. That was quality management planning and execution, implementation of the quality management plan for the campus of 12,000 people. May I request everybody to stay muted, please? Do not open the microphone. Thank you. So I changed from chemical to telecom, specialized in quality management as applied to telecom. And along the way, my one of the faculty friend from business school at IIT Chicago asked me to start teaching quality management in business school MBA program. So I ventured into that 1993. Along the way, I've managed several NGOs, including the one I'll be talking about shortly, Blind Foundation for India. So the life offers many, many opportunities. And if you are willing, prepared, and open to new challenges, you can certainly take advantage and be at the front end of the change. And those things have helped me a lot and also able to contribute in all different areas. So corporate, academic, professional societies, I have given service to American Society for Quality, going all the way up to the vice president level for the International Board of Directors, and then managing nonprofits to serve the society. So at this point, let me stop sharing and let's have some interaction in terms of your comments, your thoughts of any example you wanted to share, which everybody else can definitely learn from it as well. There was one question here from Dr. Priyadarshini had VJIT. How can we handle a disgruntled or dissatisfied customer? Yeah, so dissatisfied customer, you need to have a one-on-one conversation to find out why they are unhappy, why they are dissatisfied, what is the issue. Once you understand that issue, try to resolve the issue. And since you have not given what the customer was looking for in the first place, give them some immediate benefit, give them some discount for the product for which they are unhappy. Once you solve the problem, let them know you worked on the issue and here is the solution. And when they see the outcome of your work, and once they are happy with it, they will become your loyal customer because you understood, listened to them, understood the issue and concern, worked on it, found a solution, and then closed the loop with them. Lot of time we have not taken any time to understand what the real problem is, and we write off the dissatisfied customers as if they are the nuisance, but they are actually the golden opportunity to improve what you are not doing well. Okay, another question from the law college. Admirable to have multidimensional approach in life, or should we make efforts continuously in one line? I think it's a individual choice. So just at a personal level, my name is Manu. According to Indian mythology, first person ever born, right? So I get excited with a lot of new areas and I enjoy that. So it goes with my name. So essentially it comes with the territory. But one has to make up the mind whether are you comfortable growing only in one dimension, or you are looking for variety of experiences. And either one is fine, but it's your personal decision, and then stay with it. and be the best you can be, either in a single field as a technical expert or multidimensional approach by picking up basic foundation and have more breadth. So depth versus breadth is your choice. Okay, additional questions, comments, thoughts so far? We are on the last leg of the presentation, giving back to the society, where I'll be sharing two personal cases as an example. Okay, this was from Dr. Girish Kumar Kapil. Thank you. Any additional questions, comments, thoughts, please come in. And more interactive we make, better off we all are, because I learn from your questions. Others, your colleagues and friends and students will also learn when you pose the question. And this is the way of life. And unfortunately, in India, and I've been teaching there since year 2000 academically, uh, generally students are shy, they don't ask questions, and they may have the doubts, but they remain as a doubt. Clarity is very important while we are learning, and in the Western world, people will ask question left and right. They will put the faculty in a very precarious position as well, and they can challenge you because a lot of them do a lot of good homework, and then at that point you have to be open with them and tell them yes, they may be right, and you have to answer them properly, do additional research if needed, come back and take care of it. Asking question is an art, and that part I think we all need to be continue to work on, part of communication. Okay, hearing no additional questions, we can come back to the presentation. So now we are on the fourth pillar of success, community service. How do we give back to help the nation building? So I will share with you my two personal community service cases. First is the Blind Foundation for India. Since 89, we are on the 34th year of providing free gift of sight, free Chakshudan. And second one is soft skill program in India 2013. So last 10 years, free gift of knowledge, free Gyandan. So let's begin with some inspirational quote, one from our own Swami Vivekananda. This life is short, the vanities of the world are transient, but they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. Swamiji had done a great service to the nation by uplifting the youth to continue to work until the goal is reached and help getting rid of Britishers from India, at least put the foundation among youth and others that we need to be independent and self-reliant. Late President John F. Kennedy, he says the goal of education is the advancement of knowledge and the dissemination of truth. It's not collection of facts and figures, memorization and vomiting. That's the standard mode of operation in India. Old British system, students mug up and then vomit in the exam. After the exam, retention is zero. That is not serving either them or the faculty or the society. And very important to remember from President John F. Kennedy, for of those to whom much is given, much is required. And that is true for everyone who are in the program at the Uttarakhand Technical University. You are fortunate to be at the great place. You just look outside your campuses, people are struggling to have food on the table, have a roof on the head, proper clothing, etc. So when you have something more than others have, think of extending your hand to help others. Now, this is a French-American gentleman in the 18th century. Ateni the Grele, he says, I shall pass through this world but once. Any good thing, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer it or neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again. This is absolutely true. God has sent us for it with a definite purpose. We will not come back in the same form again. And whatever we can do to help others in need, I think it will go a long way. So here are some nice example of benefits of community service. This comes from the work done by President Jimmy Carter, the Nobel laureate, former president of the United States. He started this group called Habitat for Humanity in Atlanta area, and this is where the volunteers provide their labor to build low-income houses and give it away to people who have no shelter on their head. So they build the small houses and through the volunteer labor and donate it to people who are extremely poor and who need the housing. So first one, community service will help you to connect to the community. Secondly, it benefits your career prospects. So if you are a student or a faculty, you can continue to build on your experience and learn good skills in communication, planning, teamwork, problem solving, task management, etc. while you work on the community service project. It raises the social awareness of what's happening in the population surrounding your institute. Community service establishes contacts and friendship. Once you are in a team, ability for you to make good friends. Community service help improve your skills. Students should be taking up the community service to get work-related knowledge and build up skills, including time management. And it will open up more contacts while you are working with adults in different areas. And you will be able to have a positive reference from those adults with whom you have worked on the community service project. So here comes a global community service project practices. In India, I taught at Great Lake Institute of Management. They started their operation initially in Chennai, and now they are near Mahabalipuram, about 60 kilometers away from the city of Chennai. They have a beautiful campus. And for their MBA program, they have a compulsory Karma Yoga course. One course along with the other courses required to have the graduation with MBA. So throughout the year, they go to the 20 plus villages they've adopted near the campus. So they are bused for a half a day activity at the villages. They work on very specific projects important to that community in the village. Kindly go on mute. Please go on mute. Thank you. Let's have a discipline of not opening the microphone, please. Thank you. So they go to the villages, perform the service. They have to write up a report and present it to rest of the class. And this is a compulsory course for graduation. I would highly suggest to the Vice Chancellor and the Registrar to consider having a community service as a compulsory course for students to provide the service and requirement for graduation. So in USA, all the high schools and colleges, they are required to do community service in their own area by going to the library, volunteering in the hospital, museums, whichever places they have to provide pro bono honorary services. They log the number of hours they have done the community service, and based on that, they get a selection at better colleges, universities. My both sons did between 300 to 400 hours in 4 years during high school. On Saturday morning, they instead of sleeping late, they wake up early, and we take them to the place where they are volunteering. And as a result, elder son got admitted at Stanford for computer science, younger one at the UC Berkeley, and then elder one went to Northwestern for his MBA. Younger one had 1 year at London School of Economics as a sabbatical. So good colleges require community service as a foundation. It allows you to open up and develop good skills and ability to work with adults. This should become the norm for our high schools and colleges in India. So here comes the eye-opener slide. So let's assume that all higher education institute students during 8 months when the institute is open and studies are going on, they provide 2 hours per week for 32 weeks, 64 hours per year per student. With 250 million students in the higher education institutes, it will amount to 16 billion hours of community service, 1.26 million faculties. They work side by side with students, another 80.6 million hours. This is a huge untapped potential for nation building. We need to pay attention to this large number and leverage that manpower to get students engaged in the national nation building and make it a compulsory requirement to get their degree, and they can help working on community projects in education, healthcare, water, sanitation, agriculture, whatever are the issues there in the community. They can understand the issue, do the surveys, talk to the people, and then create a focused project to work upon. And this will teach students to work on real projects in team setting and work with adults to give back and help in the nation building. It's something of a tremendous interest at the national level. This particular idea has also been shared with the Minister of Education, Sri Dharmendra Pradhanji, about 2 weeks back, and hoping for some positive movement in this direction. So in order to do the community service, the Higher Education Institute can use this as a blueprint, appoint a faculty as a champion per institute, include alums and industry expert in the projects, use their expertise, experience, proven track record, and positive attitude and willing to volunteer. They can go around to the community and find out what the real needs are in the areas listed here. You can leverage corporate social responsibility resources through industry experts. Use project management discipline to quarterly review the progress and widely share the outcome of the work done and recognize people who are doing extraordinary work. So at this point, I'm going to stop sharing and see if we have any good practices from the Uttarakhand Technical University in the community service area. If you have any of such kind of program, kindly at least share it, one or two volunteers. And if not,
Hello.
yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, Professor. I am from Kalasalingam Academy of Research and Education, Tamil Nadu. Sir,
Mhm.
we do have this community service program for the student. It is a mandatory part of our curriculum where the student in their fifth semester they go for the field survey and then they do the project. It's not the capstone project. It is
Hmm.
essentially we do it for engineering students. So that is there, sir, with us. That's what I
Okay.
wanted to.
And how many students and which location you mentioned?
So it is from we are from Tamil Nadu, sir. It's a Krishna Kovil, Virudunagar. It's near Madurai city.
Okay.
This is the campus. So the students near this 30 villages surrounding to the campus, sir, they go, they find out the problem statements within the by field survey under the guidance of some of the faculty. Like there is a mentor, but
Hmm.
there's a independent work for the students, and it's a credit course for them.
Hmm.
It is a
Okay.
compulsory part of our curriculum. That's what
Excellent.
we have adopted.
And this is for undergraduate, graduate, postgraduate, or all
It's
of
a,
them?
it's a, it's for no, sorry, it's for undergraduates, sir, for the bachelor's of engineering technology program, and also for the MSW, those who are doing the social work and other schools, sir. That is there.
Great. And how many students are participating in this program?
So it is compulsory, everybody has to participate, but they are free to make their cluster of, it means a group of students who wanted to work together. So they can select their peer members. And
Hmm.
the problems which they go for a compulsory 15 days survey, field survey, and then they come up with that what community problems they are going to solve through their technological, it means solution which they can provide to them. And then, sir, they do the impact analysis, need analysis, and finally, at the end of the semester, it's a semester long program, sir. So
Hmm.
finally, at the end of semester, if they're ready with the prototype or some product, they again get the survey and feedback from the community, sir, for which they are targeting.
Excellent.
Uh,
So total number of people participating, number of students.
so it's actually for an ECE department around 1,000 and around there are four sections of the students. 1,000 students they are participating, sir.
Excellent.
And
Thank you very much.
uh, one more thing, sir, like I wanted to tell about the projects. Like, for example, our students, there's a city near us, Shivakashi. It is the biggest firecracker production in India, sir. So the
Okay.
crackers are actually developed in Shivakashi. So
Hmm.
our students, sir, they visited those company, and there are many miners. It means
Hmm.
below 18 years, people are working there. So the
Hmm.
chemical engineering students, sir, they visited last time and they
Hmm.
visited to the industry. By taking the survey, they found that this to make the cluster of the mechanical student, they developed this a safety mixer for mixing
Hmm.
that things which they were doing previously by hand.
Yeah.
So to avoid the accident. So that's what was one of the achievements, sir. It was also last time
Nice.
regarding national at national level. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Shashikanji, for sharing. Thank you. Yeah, I think
Thank you.
what the point is, there are many opportunities if you are willing to look at these and make it a compulsory requirement. Then
Sure.
students are definitely getting engaged, and that can help the society in the end. Okay, so I
Yeah.
will
Even for the sorry, sir, in the PO implementation, including this NSS and this bodies which we have in the university, sir, this National Service Scheme cells and lot, that also
yeah,
help in doing this community project. Yeah.
yes, definitely. They need to be integrated so that some meaningful outcome comes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, thank you. Okay, so I will rapidly run through the two cases and then we'll break again for interaction. So we started a blind foundation for India in 1989, knowing that in India there are 15 million blind people, 1 out of 3 in the world. So we are now completed 33 years and started on the 34th year of dedicated service. Mission of the foundation is to prevent and cure blindness and provide education and rehabilitation to permanently blind people in India. So India's blind population is 1/3 of the world's blind. 2.3 million develop cataract every year, 2 million blind children, only 5% have any chance of education. And so far, the impact of the work we have done in our team, over $6 million raised since 91, $250,000, 250,000 free cataract operations, million adults and million children free eyesight checkup, 10,000 braille kits to blind children for their education with sighted kids, 137 mobile vans donated in 19 states of India for transporting doctors, nurses to the villages, bringing the patient for cataract back and forth. And 15 major projects done with the Rotary International matching 1 to 3, $500,000. Going to share with you a YouTube about the Blind Foundation for India work and why I got involved in this initiative through my personal example. So let's listen to the YouTube.
Thank you. Now, 1/3 of the world's blind population is of Indian origin. That figure is very discouraging and very daunting. So, how do you embrace this challenge and tackle it head on?
Yeah, so we came to know that the 80% of this blindness is preventable or curable. So, if you take a children age 4 to 6, they go blind because they don't have vitamin A in their diet. And mainly in the villages, and as well as the elderly people who are sitting in the villages, they have a cataract due to age. Their children don't want to spend any resource to get the cataracts out. So they are needlessly sitting there as a blind people. So our effort is to prevent the blindness through vitamin A to young children, cure by removing the cataracts in the villages for the people. Education, we have given braille kits to the children to study with the sighted kids, and rehabilitation to get them some jobs so they can earn their own living and make them self-sufficient. And some of the things we have been doing for the last 30 years is creating a trust with the donors. We are totally transparent. We have a website, blindfoundation.org. People can go and take a look at it. We have volunteer organization. Nobody is paid a single penny. And we get all the volunteers to help us to manage the foundation. We have done so far 200,000 free cataract operations, 10,000 braille kits. We have given 128 mobile vans to take doctors to the villages and bring the patient back for cataract. And so far, on an overall basis, 1 million adults have their eyesight checked free of cost. And about 900,000 children, mainly in the government schools, their eyesight subject to prevent them from going blind.
Transforming, and so there's of course no substitute for the gift of vision. What can others do both within India and NRIs outside of India that are looking to rally behind this cause?
Right. So I think the issue is twofold. One is we need to be aware. I was not aware when Dr. Rajendra Vyas came. He told us and he opened my eyes that so many blind people, and also the impetus is 80% is preventable or curable, and it takes only small amount of resource to help our brothers and sisters back home. So people can open up their purse and donate, and also reach out to the communities within each of their residence areas to make people aware that this is a serious challenge. Whatever we do little by little, it adds up and it becomes a big thing at the end of the day. And there is a one stanza in Sanskrit, Tamso ma jyotir gamaya, God kindly lead us from darkness to light. Now, if we take it on a metaphysical level, God kindly lead us from darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge. And my simple request to all the NRIs around the world is, India has invested in us so much in the early education. Wherever we are sitting in the world, we can give back our knowledge, and all the NRIs who are settled, they do not need money. The institutions needs to have supportive administration, which will make it possible for the alumni to give it back, the knowledge, the talent, their time. And that is the order of the day.
So as a recipient of this highly prestigious, coveted NRI of the Year Award, what does it feel like?
So first of all, I want to thank Times Now and ICICI Bank for coming up with this kind of program, which essentially exposes the good work done by NRIs around the world. So hats off to both the entity. Second.
So that was in 2018 when Mumbai to receive the award on behalf of the foundation. And incidentally, we have worked with the Ramakrishna Mission in Dehradun in 2012 onward, where we visited Dehradun for 3 days, where in Hardwar, Rishikesh, Mussoorie, and looked at the work done at the Ramakrishna Mission for eyesight checkup of children from the schools in the area. And we had given the mobile van so that they can continue the outreach in the community. So we'll keep moving in the interest of time. This was where Sri Kiran Rijiju, he was with the Ministry of External Affairs at that time, and he was the chief guest. Now we segue into the last component, the importance of education. That is the Free Gyandan project for the last 10 years. So I quote our Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya ji, the Bharat Ratna from Banaras Hindu University. He says, I have no desire for kingdom, no desire for heaven, no desire for moksha. The only desire I have is to mitigate the sorrow of the living beings who are ridden with sorrow. I want to shine light into the darkness before people's eyes. So he single-handedly started Banaras Hindu University by collecting funds from anyone and everyone. Indigenous university at that time under British rule, 1916. So it's well over 100 years now, 107 years. And I had a great privilege to be there as a student at the Temple of Learning built by Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya ji between 64 to 68. So this, I've been teaching, as I mentioned, since 2006 in India, come across great minds, people, professionals, students, etc., with a tremendous background, but they all focus on hard or technical skills and they neglect soft skills. So we started this Leadership Excellence series with the 12 topics and did the pilot at my campus, IIT BHU. 6 items in blue are soft skills, 6 in red are the quality management topic. Over 2 years window, we completed this project 1 session per month through Google Hangout, which was free at that time. Recording was allowed. And the entire project is written up by American Society for Quality India office. And we expanded it to about 100 colleges, universities. In the initial years, 2013 to 2016, 6,75,000 students benefited. and students and faculty, and then currently we are tracking at 1.2 million people. This is the team. Top 6 are the professionals, and bottom 12 are the one from the IIT-BHU. We received the DL Shah Quality Award for this work done. We're transferring knowledge using technology at the National Quality Conclave on 20th of August 2016 in New Delhi. So in the one of the previous session in the time management, I had shown this slide. Swami Niklesharanandji in the top right middle picture. He was with the Ramakrishna Mission Vadodara, took me to Gandhinagar, capital of Gujarat, with the BISEC studio with the help of Commissioner of Education, A.J. Shah. He gave me 45 minutes to speak about effective time management. Via satellite, we connected with 450 colleges, 5 lakh students and faculty benefited, and it's recorded professionally. Link is shown. Soft skill program last year, round 3, we did this at IIT-BHU campus with the help of Professor Anil Kumar Agrawal, Professor in charge training and placement cell. And this is the model we have replicated at the Uttarakhand Technical University. Same 6 topics. At that time, AICTE and AICTE Atal Academy, along with Alma World, and we had also the support from the state of Uttarakhand. Sessions are all recorded, and the resources, the recording as well as the presentation, PDF file, everything is residing, and the common link for all 6 sessions. We had excellent feedback, overall 99.5%, learning new concept 98.7%, applicability in the study and work 96%. And so far, those 6 YouTubes, little over a year now, 91,000 plus combined views. So here I want to share with you the work I had done with the brand new university in Egypt. So there is a city of Alexandria, seat of learning from the ancient time. They were going to start a new university with 4 branches: medicine, pharmaceutics, business, and engineering. Egypt has a similar problem of unemployment and underemployment like India. And with my previous work in city of Cairo with the Ministry of Communication, they engaged me as an international advisor to develop a curriculum of soft skills. So I put together the curriculum, including assessment scheme on the topics of leadership, communication, research method, quality method, community service, entrepreneurship, and soft skills. And these topics they need to study along with the core curriculum, and they create a portfolio about these 7 topics. At the end of 4 or 5 year program, they have their report card done, and they have to have 80% score to get the degree. And when they go for interview, they carry the report card with them on these soft skills along with their degree in the core discipline. So they get a preference for the job over others who do not have exposure to soft skill. So when one masters the soft skill, they already master their destiny. So combining all the work we have done so far since 1989, very happy to share that raised $12 million for a variety of projects, both at the community level, as charitable, as well as a professional level. Free gift of knowledge, 1.2 million people benefited. And with the free gift of sight, 2 million people, adults and children, for free eyesight checkup. So Success factors. We have many students here. Show respect to your faculty, excel both in technical and soft skills, be socially responsible, and if you are good in studies, mentor other students. It will definitely give you more rewards because you will learn the subjects better and it will help others who are struggling. Many educators on the program here, you should become the role model. Always balance theory with the practice. Allow students to think, and if you are experienced, mentor others. If you are the entrepreneur type, be a dreamer, find new ways to create innovation for which somebody is willing to pay. Learn from other entrepreneurs, mentors, budding entrepreneurs as well. We have an excellent YouTube, so I'll stop sharing here. This is highly inspirational, so it's all aligned. I have to share it, and then we can enjoy. And then we'll be closing in.
Spoon in my mouth, I know. I was born in Fallsby, West Virginia. And I went by where I was born last night, about 10:30. I was born in a cellar at home, delivered by Dr. McGraw. We had one bedroom for my sister, myself, and my parents. We had a half bath and a kitchen. 7.5 years we lived in that place. There was no welfare. There was no food stamps. There was no safety net. But I always had plenty to eat. Because every time I asked for seconds, my dad would say, no, you had plenty. But the reason I was born with a silver spoon, my dad had only gone to the 3rd grade. That's all the education he had. But why was I born with a silver spoon in my mouth? Because I was taught by my parents that life's a matter of making choices, wherever you are, good or bad, because of choices you make. Don't blame anybody else, but if you get an education, you're willing to work and overcome problems and difficulties, in this great country, you can amount to something. That's why I was born with a silver spoon. I was in this country and I was taught personal responsibility for choices you make. And when we talk about a commitment to excellence, that's a choice you make. What do you want to do? Having hopes and dreams and ambition. See, I think that is absolutely critical. Don't make the mistake I made. I've done a lot of dumb things, but let me tell you the one thing I regret. We went to the University of Notre Dame. We took a program on the bottom. We took it to the very top. And for 9 straight years, we went to a January 1 bowl, the sugar, the cotton, the orange, and the fiesta. Nobody's done it before. Nobody's done it since. We put it on top and we maintained it. That's the thing I regret the most. See, there's a rule in life that said you're either growing or you're dying. The tree's either growing or it's dying. So's grass, so's a marriage, so's a business, so's a person. Doesn't have a thing to do with age. My birthday candles cost more than a cake. But it has everything to do, am I trying to get better? Am I trying to improve? We got on top and say, you know, this is pretty good. Let's maintain it. Let's not take any risk. We finished 2nd in the country at Notre Dame. Everybody called me an idiot. Guy finishes last in medical school, they call him doctor. That doesn't seem fair. When I left Notre Dame, I never thought I'd coach again. Where'd you go from Notre Dame? According to my mother, you go directly to heaven, you sit by the Pope. You don't coach anymore. And then I went to live in a town where the average age was deceased. And what I found out, I wasn't tired of coaching. You have to have something to hope for, something to dream. And even though you've done great things so far, what's going to happen now? I want to give you a simple plan. Life doesn't have to be complicated. I try to keep life simple. Do you realize there are only 7 colors of the rainbow? Only 7. Look what Michelangelo did with those 7 colors. There's only 7 musical notes. Look what Beethoven did with those 7 notes. There's only 10 numbers. Look what Bernie Madoff did with those 10 numbers. The point I make is it doesn't have to be complicated. See, you need 4 things in your life. If you don't have any of these 4 things in your life, you're going to have a tremendous void. See, everybody needs something to do. Number 2, everybody needs someone to love. Number 3, everybody needs someone to believe in. In my case, is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. But the 4th thing you need in your life is you need something to hope for. There's never a right time to do the wrong thing. And there's never a wrong time to do the right thing. Just do what's right. I think it's right to be honest, right to be on time. See, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy life. Have fun. You're going to have problems. You're going to have difficulties. That's part of life. And don't tell people about your problems. Do you know that 90% of the people don't care? And the other 10% are glad you got them. So you're better off keeping yourself. You're going to have problems. But have fun with what you're doing. People say, did you have fun doing the ESPN? Not really. Because if you have fun being here, people have fun being around. Doesn't mean I don't do dumb things. And sometimes I wasn't real honest. Do everything to the best of your ability with time allotted. You know, ladies and gentlemen, not all of us be All-American. Not everybody can be first team. Everybody can be the best you're capable of being. And I want to tell you, if you want to fail, you have the right to fail. That's what's great about this country. You do not have the right to cause other people to fail because you don't do everything best your ability. When you join a spouse, you bring a child in the world, you join a business, you join a team. You have obligation, responsibilities, and you owe it to other people to do the maximum you can at each and everything you do. It's not complicated. And the last rule, to show people you care. And you walk in the room, your attitude, hey, here I am, look at me. It's not, no. Your attitude, there you are, how can I help you? I wish I knew those 3 rules when I was 21. I've used them for the last 40 years. There's a statue of me at Notre Dame. I guess they need a place for the pigeons to land, but if you go look at it, just don't look at 3 words on the pedestal. Trust, commitment, love.
What a beautiful message, and a lot of things we can take in as an inspirational message for all of us. So let's wrap up, and time for interaction. So a couple of slides and then we are done. So in summary, chase excellence, then success will follow you. I'm sure all of you recognize the first item, Nike motto, just do it. We talk a lot, but don't take action. Patience, persistence, and perspiration will make unbeatable combination for success. And expect nothing and appreciate everything comes your way. That's happiness formula. Your 2 key takeaways on career development. We have finished the 6th session of the soft skill program. And once again, I'm thankful to the Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, and the entire team, and especially Vajadji and Sandeep Kumarji for helping run the program. We are open now for any questions and comments and 1 key takeaway. Sandeep Kumarji has 1 key takeaway: planning, analyzing, and execution of all tasks with the full of zeal and planning. Okay, very good. Thank you. There are some other items. Let me see if I can check it up. Okay, so we have information from Dr. Girish Kumarji. We have taken a step, Law College, to the community service necessary for every installation affiliated with the university to adopt a village and serve it as per the nature of the institutes. Yeah, very good. Congratulations. Continue that work, and that will definitely help building in the nation building. Dr. M.K. Pandey, Thank you for the informative sessions. Very good. Thank you very much. Please put in one key takeaway, what you take away from this session for sure. Okay, we have 4 more minutes, so let's make a productive use of the time. Your comment or one key takeaway will be very helpful. And it's open to everyone who are still on the program here. Any input from the YouTube live?
No, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, thank
Sir,
you.
it was a wonderful session, sir. That one I wanted to mention about the takeaway from your session, that if one
Hmm.
is willing to do some of the community surveys, there is not
Hmm.
going to be an appropriate time come and no need to wait for that, that they can start and initiate it at their own level. I think we need to have a vision to do that. That's what is one takeaway, sir, from us.
Definitely, definitely. Good point. Jai Shri Mohanty, Community Service Incorporation in Academics. Yep, that's an excellent key takeaway. Dr. Priyadarshini Dara, time management, importance of communication and problem solving. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I think a few messages I would like to share and leave with all of you is try to become a lifelong learner at your own level. Getting a degree or having a degree is not enough. That's a start of your journey for continuous being a lifelong student. Learn all different ways from the books, looking at some videos, magazines, stay current in your field, continue to build up the knowledge, be the best you can be, and you're then useful to your workplace, useful to yourself, and you will make tremendous progress. And in today's session, one thing I wanted to re-emphasize: always help others in need, extend yourself, it will serve you very well. Okay, a few more takeaways. Okay, law college, yeah, program is fruitful. Dr. M.K. Pandey, humble and supportive leadership. Yes, thank you. Shashikant Dargar, sharing wonderful thoughts, informative and motivating. Yes, let's take it forward. Listening is great, but taking action is even better, because whatever you listen to will go away eventually. But if you start putting it in practice, that will help you to get the real benefit of this program. Thank you, Pramod Joshi. Thank you. Okay, back to you, Sandeep Kumarji, your final comments, and then Vajadji to close in. We have 1 minute left.
Thank you, sir. Um, as you given me opportunity to share my final comment about the program and the learning that I even personally learned from all the programs. My first concern that I shared with you in previously, that I learned that how to say no when you are not comfortable, then say no when you are not willing to do that task, which will affect your other working also. So that no point is very much important when you have to means do the task perfectly. The second concept is which I learned in the effective time management system. So how to plan the activities, how to execute the activities, that I already mentioned in my takeaway concern. That is very much important learning that I'll get from your session, which was delivered on 1st May. And the very important that also I receive a feedback from students also from session delivered on 3rd May, that is teamwork. That session is very much means informative, and student, even though they means know that teamwork is very much important, but somehow somewhere they feel means shy, or somewhere they are not mixed up with the team, that how they have to means do good tasks or achieve a good goal while they are working in a team. So team management skills are very much important, that how to work in a team and how they'll get good result while they are working in teams. So these are the basic point which I means learned in during of this program. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sandeep Kumar ji. Wajad ji, you can do the final closing.
As we come to the end of Soft Skill Program 2023, I would like to take a moment to express my gratitude to all of you. Your active participation and engagement have made this event a great success. I am truly thankful for your presence. During this whole program, we have had the opportunity to learn from each other, share our experiences, and gain new sights. I hope that this event has been a valuable learning experience for all of you, that you have gained some practical knowledge that you can apply in your personal and professional life. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh Sir, Registrar Sir, Professor Dr. Satinder Singh Sir, Guest Speaker, Professor Dr. Manu Vohra Sir, special guest, Professor Dr. Sandeep Chaudhary Sir, who shared their expertise and time with us. I want to express my appreciation to all the organizers of this program who worked tirelessly to put together in this program and make it success. Their hard work and dedication have paid off. In closing, I want to thank you, all of you, once again. I wish you all the very best in your future, and I look forward to seeing you again in future events. Thank you and good night.
Okay, good night, everyone, and all the best to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll meet in future also. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.